tonight you leave full of hope and encouraged. That is my prayer for you. So I am sharing tonight. And then my sweet friend, BJ Watson, I'm going to be introducing you guys to her in just a little bit, and she's going to share with us as well. So let me go ahead and get started with my testimony. So I told you I started Plexus about 3 years ago, but I'm going to go back to my middle school years. So that's really where mental health struggles started for me, was in middle school. Today I was kind of, taking some notes and stuff, and I was writing things down. A middle school girl that had braces. I had a headgear. So middle school and headgear. If you guys know what a headgear is, if you don't, you need to Google it, because I was sent to middle school with a headgear. So you can imagine, kids are mean. I was bullied big time. I was the girl that sat at the lunch table by herself, and just made fun of, like, all the time. So what happened in the middle school, because I struggled, and I tend, even since I was, in middle school, I tend to kind of brush things off, sweep it under the carpet, don't talk about it. So that's what happened, until one night I decided that I just could not take it anymore. I was done. And I took a bottle of pills, and I'm sharing this with you guys tonight because I want you to kind of understand where it all began for me. And so depression and anxiety started as a teenager. I was rushed to the hospital. My stomach was pumped. I later was Baker acted, spent a couple of months in inpatient care. And then I went to outpatient. So that's really where it started. And I got married at 19. We had our first baby at 21. And unfortunately, the depression and the anxiety did not go away. It was still there. I was still struggling. I'd have to go on and off of medication. But when we had Dylan, when I was 21, it was heightened big time. My postpartum depression was horrible. So again, I've been on and off medication throughout my teenage years. And I'll talk a little bit about that, throughout tonight. But I was put back on medication. Then fast forward, we had 3 more boys. And again, it did not go away. It was still there. The medication was helping, but it didn't completely take the depression and anxiety away. You guys, was struggling big time. A lot of times with the depression and anxiety, you tend to isolate. You tend to want to be alone. You tend to pull away from the things that you really enjoyed at one time for a couple of reasons. So one of the reasons that I pulled away is because I didn't want anybody to know the things that I was going through. I wanted to keep it to myself. I was afraid that if I shared the struggles that I was going through, what would they say? So I didn't. I kept it to myself for a long time. And then having the depression and the anxiety, about 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with hemiplegic migraines. Would have the migraines. They were stress induced. So I would lose feeling on my right side. Was put on a heavy medication for the migraines, verapamil, as well as Topamax. And I was on that, and I was told I would have to be on those medications for the rest of my life. That's what I can visualize where I was sitting in the doctor's office that day. And they said, well, when you start it, this is what you're going to be on the rest of your life. Okay, well, I could not deal any longer with the hemiplegic migraines. What was happening when I would have a migraine is I would be down for 3, 4, or 5 days. Things that I loved, again, on and off with anxiety and depression, on and off meds with that. Trying to find the right medication was the key a lot of the times, and still not feeling, fully like myself. So the hemiplegic migraines came, had to cancel things that I love to do. I love to serve. That's like one of my favorite things to do, is to serve and just to be involved in our community. And unfortunately, I would commit and then have to uncommit because I was sick. Then 5 years ago was, I like to say, my point of breaking. Um, I hit a place in my life, and unfortunately, as a mom and a wife and a friend, when you are struggling, it affects your entire family. And that's exactly what happened. I started to have seizures, stress induced seizures. And along with the seizures came really bad the depression and anxiety at an all-time high. I felt like multiple times like I was drowning. And again, one of the things that I tended to do was to isolate, to pull myself away from everybody that loved me. It wasn't intentional. It was depression and anxiety alone, you guys. And maybe you know somebody that struggles with it. Maybe you struggle with it. It is no joke. Like you don't mean to isolate, to pull yourself away, but you really keeping your head above water is that's pretty much what you feel like you're doing. Just keeping your head above water, just getting through the day. So I was with the seizures, I left the hospital in a wheelchair that day. Went through 9 months of therapy, 9 months of no driving, and 9 months of really just seeking the Lord on what He was teaching me in this moment. And here's what happened. As hard as it was, He taught me a lot of things. But the first thing is, first of all, taking care of me is not selfish. So I need to do that first and foremost, is take care of me, because if I'm not filling my cup, I cannot expect to be pouring out into others, right? And that was, like I said, one of my passions was to serve others. And I was the yes girl. I said yes to every single thing for, again, a few reasons. One was I did not want to disappoint anybody. I didn't want to make them upset, and this was all what I was telling myself, that they were going to get upset if I said no. Well, my calendar, my lid was just getting completely full until the point of breaking. And when you start having seizures and you leave the hospital in a wheelchair, you have nothing else to do but surrender and say, okay, Lord, whatever it is that you want to teach me through this moment, I'm here and I'm listening. So that was about 5 years ago. Fast forward to, let's go 3 years. Let's go almost 3 years ago when I reached out to Jenna. Why I reached out to Jenna. So I reached out to Jenna, had just left my psychiatrist's office, and I was still struggling with the depression and anxiety that came with the seizures as well, but heightened, like I said. And I reached out to her because they were going to put me on a different medication. I was diagnosed at that time with MTHFR. If you guys are familiar with it, it is basically my body cannot absorb folic acid. So I needed a methylated form, which our vitamins are methylated. A lot of our products are methylated. And I remember Jenna posting something about that. I couldn't remember exactly where I saw it, but I remember seeing it. And when the doctor said methylated, I was like, oh, I need to reach out to Jenna about that. So along the way, she was sharing about the depression, the anxiety, different things. So I reached out to her. Unfortunately, Jenna was one of those she was always there for me during the struggles. But when I was battling with the migraines, or not the migraines, I'm sorry, the seizures, like I said, I unfortunately distanced myself from the people I love. And Jenna, she was one of them. Sorry, guys. So I decided that day, I reached out to Jenna and decided, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. What if this could be the very thing that I've been praying for years, for God to heal me? I went into it hopeful, but still, you guys, a little bit skeptical. Like I said, I've been on a ton of medication, migraines, depression, anxiety. Then I was on a sleep medication as well. So from one medication to another, but you know what? I trusted my friend, and I was to give it a try. So I got started. Well, about 10 days in, you guys, I remember calling Jenna and it was like, girl, like there's something to this. I don't really know what's happening, but I feel rested in the morning when I wake up. I'm not needing naps anymore. I haven't had a migraine since I started. And I don't know. I was super excited. So I made my first post and I was sharing about me has feeling like me again, hadn't had a migraine, all the things that I'm sharing with you guys. And I had friends like reach out left and right, like, girl, what are you doing? So then about 3 months in, my prescriptions, all of my medications, you guys, done. Just Plexus. So depression, anxiety, migraine meds. I hadn't had a migraine since the day I started. It's almost been 3 years. Done. All my and medication that the doctor said I would have to be on forever. So incredibly just excited about what God used to heal my body. Like incredible. So organically, I started sharing. I've struggled, like I said, with depression, with anxiety, stomach issues. Since I was a little girl, I struggled with stomach issues. So just simply sharing what the products have done for me. They have been completely life-changing. I cannot imagine my life today without them. I just sometimes, getting started, you may go into it a little bit skeptical. You may be like, I don't know, but I trust my friend. That's okay. A lot of us starting are skeptical, to be honest with you. But what if it could be the answer that you had been praying for? So I don't take it lightly one single bit, what God has used to heal my body and the community, every single thing that he has brought along the way. Really quickly, I want to share what I didn't see coming when I started 3 years ago was the opportunity for the business. So we got started. I remember talking with Jenna and she had said, hey, like, what would you need to make? I was cleaning houses at the time to stay home because I would always wanted to stay home and be able to be there for the boys and take them to school and do all the things. And I needed to make about $250. And I told her that. And you guys, again, God is so good. I now do Plexus full time. I am home. I retired from my job in May of last year. And this is what I get to do full time. So that's a little bit of my story. I hope that you guys were encouraged by it. I'm super excited to introduce you to my friend, BJ Watson. She is going to be up next. BJ, will you share with us your incredible testimony, friend?
Hi, ladies. Hi, everybody. So, again, I mean, it's so great hearing Karen's story because I don't like to talk about myself and I don't like to share, but I honestly, if it wasn't for Plexus about, I want to say 15 months ago, I would not be who I am right now. I was in depression. I had gained a lot of weight, going on 3 years of separation from a husband from 23 years, married almost 20. And we were high school sweethearts. And, I battled with him and, he had addictions. And so I immediately turned to food and that was my addiction. And I had gained a lot of weight, more weight than I'd ever wanted. And I couldn't look in the mirror. I couldn't even, fathom that that was me, who I became. And when Michelle met me at work and was telling me about this, and I was skeptical and, I kept pushing her off, I can't afford it. I can't do it. And it just so happened she caught me on payday.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally was, okay, I'm going to try it. I'll give it a try, and I did the Metaburn and the balance and the slim, and then I added the active. But I tell you, taking the Metaburn and the balance and the pink drink every day, not only did I see the inflammation go down, I felt better within a no lie, within a week. Like I had more energy with the kids in aftercare. I felt more like myself. My daughter was seeing an improvement in me. She was like, Mom, like, you're cleaning so much, you're, getting out there, you're walking more. She was, encouraging me. And, she's going to be 16. And for her to see such a difference in me made me feel better about myself. So I stayed consistent. I kept going every month, with the Metaburn, the balance. And, I love all the other products now that I've included. I do the collagen, which I mean, I could never go without again, because that just, the 40 something years old, it just, it takes a toll on you. Um, but I love it. And, these products, they work. And as long as you stay consistent with it and, you do the program, and I tell everybody, it's great because you can, use the product, and if you work it, you see the results right away. You live it, and that's what I'm doing. I'm living it, and I love it, and I cannot go a day without it. And unfortunately, I end up having to have surgery in the midst of, taking this. And even after surgery, before I could go back onto it, I started noticing like my hair loss again. I started noticing like the inflammation in my face. And, because I used to struggle really bad with the hair loss, and because I had stomach issues and with depression and stuff. So, but being back on even the pink drink just alone, not even the vitamins, noticing my hair being more fuller and more, growing more, and, having to diet more because the grades are growing in. But I love it. And I owe everything to Michelle for, being persistent with me and being a friend and answering any questions I had. She was always there. She told me how to use certain products, when I started the Pro 5, like she walked me through, and she was there. And I owe her everything, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be as happy and healthy that I am, that I can show my daughter what a healthy living is now, and not shudder behind something to cover up the pain. So I love it. And you ladies are awesome, and I am so happy to be a part of this. I really am. So thank you for letting me share.
Thank you so much, BJ. I love, love, love hearing your testimony and your consistency. Like you were talking about the consistency, and it's being consistent. It's really that 90-day mark, that window where I think that you really start to see takes 90 days for your cells to rejuvenate. So if you can stick it out for those 90 days and just see how your body feels, after the 90 days. But love hearing your story, friend. Thank you so much for sharing tonight. But like BJ said, you are not, if you're on this call tonight and you're here because somebody shared with you that loves you. They invited you to this call because they wanted you guys to hear some testimonies. And what if, like for me, like for BJ, this could be the answer for you. For me, like I said, I prayed for years, and I never would have thought God would have used a pink drink and some supplements to heal me. But what I do want to share is, did you know that 90% of your serotonin is in your gut? I had no idea. And so I would just be put on the medications instead of getting to the root. And what has happened with myself as well as BJ, getting to that root, getting to the microbiome and getting everything healthy has changed everything for us, not only for us, but our families and the friendships that we have and the stepping out and the doing the things. It's really been a complete body makeover. like I said, that I am so grateful to be on. The community is absolutely amazing. You are not in this alone. So that's one of the things, like, you don't ever have to worry about, oh man, like, am I bothering them? You're not. You're not in this alone. We are here to love and support and cheer you on every step of the way. So a couple of things that I wanted to share with you. Like I said, if you're on this call, friend, you're here because somebody loves you enough to say, hey, pop in this call tonight and hear these testimonies from some of my friends. Okay. So number one. Number two, we have incredible sales going on right now, you guys. So for $2.22, you can do a membership. For me, when I got started, I paid full price, $39.95, almost 3 years ago. I would do it all over again. But $2.22 for a VIP enrollment. That's kind of like a Sam's Club membership. You get wholesale prices on all of the products. You actually get cash back on your own purchases. What? You can't go to, well, you can't go to Walmart. Well, you don't want to go to Walmart and buy your supplements, but you don't get cash back on purchasing supplements. But you get cash back, you guys. And you also get a free gift with purchase, and you get $25 in free products. So if you decide after the call tonight or whenever that this may be something that you want to give a try, that is what, oh, wait, I forgot. 10% off. You also get an additional 10% off on your entire order. So incredible time to just try the products and see, maybe this could be the answer for you. So something to think about, you guys. If it is something that you want to get some more information about, reach out to the friend who invited you tonight. We have an amazing health assessment that is free that you can take. They'll send you over the link, take it really quick, and then you'll send it back to them. And it will show you exactly what products would be the best for you and your health goals and or health issues that you're looking to address. So for me, in the beginning, you heard me share, I was looking to address anxiety and depression, and I also needed the methylated vitamins. So it's different for everyone on what your goals are, but reach out to the friend that invited you tonight. I just want to take a minute to say thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope that you leave tonight, this call, encouraged. I hope that we offered some hope to you, that maybe there's some things that you have struggled with as well, that this could be the answer. And thank you again for joining us. I hope you have an amazing week, and we will be back next Tuesday, same time, same place. Have a great week, friends.